Hi, I'm at the lake and it's so quiet today. Not one single wave. Bella is waiting for me to throw a branch in. She doesn't actually know what to do if I don't throw a branch in. Even though she likes to swim and jump around, she doesn't kind of realize that she can just do it on her own, like us. If we want to go in the water, we just go in. We don't need an object to chase. It somehow seems wrong today to disturb the peace, though. I'm not sure why that is. What do you think? Should I throw a branch in there for her? What about the fish? Maybe they're actually enjoying a day off from the waves, the turbulence. I don't know. Or is it okay? No. Maybe they don't mind. This is the life of an animal rights activist. We think about the animals all the time. We don't always know what's right or what's wrong. Sometimes we do, though. Today I was listening to a debate this morning between an animal rights activist and somebody who was a carnist, somebody who eats animals. And it was very interesting. You see, one of the things that happens is that animal rights activists often try to compare slavery. They say, if you don't believe in slavery. Now, slavery, remember, isn't just something that happened in the United States. It still happens in many parts of the world. It's been happening for hundreds and thousands of years. She just had to pee. Oh, I don't know if it's such a good idea to pee right beside the lake. Anyway, can't pick it up. Well, I guess the whales pee in the water, right? Anyway, so they don't like this comparison between slavery and what happens to the animals. And I'm one of the few people who keeps discussing it, because I think it's important for us to not just tiptoe around. Now, the person who was talking to the carnist said, well, no, I'm not talking about that kind of slavery. I'm just talking about exploitation in general. We shouldn't be exploiting humans or non-human animals. Like, don't exploit anybody. And he's right. He's absolutely right. We shouldn't be exploiting anybody. But the problem is that our society's become so woke, so triggered, that we can't even tell the truth anymore. And people say, well, you can't compare this to that. Well, I've never understood that. It's totally fine, in my view, to compare anything at all. What's different is equating them. That's different. But comparing two things? Why not? Like, I've never understood that expression. You can't compare apples to oranges. Well, why not? Is it because they're too similar? Or because they're too different? They're both fruits. They're both round. They're both sweet. But I'm pretty sure that the expression means you can't compare them because they're not the same thing. But of course you can compare them. You can say just what I did now, all the things that make them the same. And you can also say what makes them different. One has a thick peel, one has a thin peel, one is orange, one is red or green. When it comes to animal rights and defending the animals right now on the planet are the most enslaved of all, of ever, in all of time, because it continues to go on right now, even though we know better. We know that slavery is wrong. We know it's wrong to take a sentient being, force them to be pregnant. You know, I can barely talk about it sometimes because I get so upset from the thousands of hours of footage that I've seen. Just yesterday, I saw something, again, that just set me off into a crying ball on the floor. I witnessed, again, some more footage of what happens to the sheep. You know, sheep are so innocent. They are so defenseless, so sweet. And yet humans take them and put them in this medieval-like structure, like Somebody actually had to invent this thing. It's a metal structure that they pin the sheep in, like one arm, strap them down. It's metal, and then another arm, and then a leg, and another leg on their backs. And then they sexually exploit them, force them to be pregnant, do all kinds of weird stuff to them. And it's legal. It's wrong. We all know it's wrong. So why do we let it go on? Abuse is abuse. Animals are enslaved. We pin them down, we rape them. We rape them into existence. We rape animals so that more can exist. How do we let this happen? I don't know. Then when they're born, the newborns, we steal them from their mothers. We murder them and turn them into sandwiches. How can this be okay? How can turning these animals into these slaves be okay? Slavery is wrong. Racism is wrong. And vegan phobia is wrong. Speciesism is wrong. All of it is wrong. If you think that slavery is wrong, how can you possibly give your money, go to the store and take money out of your pocket and give it to somebody who just committed these crimes, sexually assaulting animals, pinning them down, forcefully taking their milk? Can you imagine if we did that with dogs in this society? I mean, look at Bella. Picture that we did that in this society to dogs. We decided that we wanted their milk or whatever. We wanted to produce them, reproduce them, and we would pin them down by the arms and by the legs, on their backs. We all know that that would be wrong. See, Bella's funny. I can compare Bella to a human, but it doesn't mean that we're the same. She's really funny. Now let's predict. See, this branch is very light. I'm gonna throw it in the water. She's been waiting a while, right? So she's very ready. She's like, oh, finally, Mom's gonna throw me a branch. But she's funny. Sometimes she gets them and sometimes she doesn't. If they're too light and they don't go far enough, she won't get it. Or if it goes too far, she won't get it. So what I have to do sometimes is I have to make a big deal out of it. And get her all excited. Oh, see, she's kind of getting ready. Do you want this now, Bella? Yeah? And then I have to count. 1, 2, 3. Funny dog. To you guys, you probably think, what's the big deal? That's normal. But to me, it's like, I don't know. I wasn't sure whether she was going to go get the branch or not. So now she's going to destroy it. Now, sometimes there's very few branches, but she'll still eat the heck out of it. She'll just destroy it. And then she'll look at me like, okay, do you have another one? It's like, I don't have any more. Sometimes I just don't have any more. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about this idea of comparing things. I wanted you to think of what we do to these animals in these industries, how we enslave them. And I want to encourage you again to go and watch this short documentary. It's only 6 minutes long. It's called don'twatch.org. Don'twatch.org. Can you remember it? Just try. Don'twatch.org, right? And when you go there, it's a site where you immediately are going to be able to see this video. It's only 6 minutes long, like I said, and it will teach you about what happens in these industries. Because I can explain it and explain it and explain it, but until you see it yourself and until you feel it, like just watch it and realize this is wrong. It's just wrong. It's very hard for me to help you to become vegan, because being vegan is about the animals and having compassion in your heart. So go and watch that if you can. And here's this massive branch. It's really heavy. Let's see what Bella does. Do you think she'll get it? Do you want this one, Bella? Or is it too big? I don't even know if you could swim with this, honestly. So heavy. Okay, I'm gonna throw it. 1, 2, 3. That's a really heavy branch. I don't think she can swim with it. Oh my God. Bella, you're so strong. The water's pretty shallow. Still, just to hold it in her jaw, it weighs a lot. It's like waterlogged, you know? Anyway, thank you for being here today. Please consider watching don'twatch.org and look at what my shirt says. Dear animals, I promise to be vegan from now on. Can you promise that too? Can you promise that to them? Of course you can. Thanks for being here. Coming up on the screen, you're going to see a bunch of other videos. Click on them. And don't forget to subscribe and press the notification bell there. I'll let you watch Bella as the videos pop up on screen. All right? See you next time. Bye. Can't get a good angle. There. Again? Do you want me to throw it again? Here's one. If you're still here, most of you have left by now, I know. 1, 2, 3. You see what I mean? She's crazy. There was nothing different about that branch. She can totally go out there. It wasn't even heavy. It's just sometimes it's about the force. The force in which I throw it. If it's too lame, it's like, it's not fun to chase.